Hi, I'm Paige. So, my birthday was a couple of weeks ago, and I got some presents from my mom and my grandma, and I also purchased some myself. So, I have a book haul of about 20 plus books. I figure I'm just gonna run through them pretty quickly. I tend to forget what the books are about by the time I read about them, put them in my cart, and then have them in my hands. So, I am not going to read the synopsis of any of them. I'm just going to quickly tell you what I think they're about or what I know about them and why I got them, and then that'll be it. Alright, first one up that I got, I already read, and that is The Deep by River Solomon. I read this over the past 2 days. It's a really teeny tiny book, but it was really good. I would say that this reminds me a bit of The Giver, where there is this underwater mermaid creature that descends from pregnant slaves being thrown overboard, and their descendants were able to turn into mermaids. And in this, one of these mermaids, they're called the Wajinru, she holds all of the memories of all of their history. And that part reminded me a lot of The Giver, where he holds all of those memories and all the negative and the bad and keeps the civilization really happy and oblivious to all of the tragic past that has happened. And I thought it was really, really good. So the next ones I have are kind of in like a miscellaneous category. I didn't really know what to group them as when I was putting them in little piles to show you. So these are just some that I've heard about that seem really, really good. So this is New Kid by Jerry Craft. I saw Jessica from Peace Loves Books talk about this because she's going to be teaching about it or something, and it just looked really good. It's a graphic novel, so it's about a new kid in school and dealing with being one of the only Black students. I also got Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. I saw this on a list of 40 or something books that you should read by Black authors in your lifetime, and so I picked it up from that. This is one everyone has been talking about. It's The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I've heard friends talk about this. I've seen so many people talk about it on BookTube, and they all say that it's really good, so I'm not usually into horror, thriller, suspense stories. I just don't lean towards them. I like them when I read them, but we'll see. I'm a little scared to pick this one up. Then I got Becoming by Michelle Obama. I've just been seeing this and I've been wanting it so bad, so I'm very excited to finally have this. It'll probably be what I read next month. So then I went ahead and bought a couple sequels to books I haven't started or have started, just because I don't want to wait to read a series if I don't have to. So on my TBR this month is Nevermore, so I went ahead and picked up Wondersmith. We'll see if I even like Nevermore. I assume I will, and even if I don't, I already bought this, so I'm going to continue on with the series. It just looks really cute, and everyone says really good things about Nevermore. So I have a confession that I have Strange the Dreamer, and I keep not picking it up because I think my version of it is so ugly. It has blue and yellow on the spine, and I really don't like yellow, and blue is my favorite color, so putting it next to yellow makes me just not want to read it for some reason. It's the worst excuse for why I haven't read it. And I've also been putting it off because I didn't realize it was a part of a duology, so I didn't pick up Strange the Dreamer thinking, oh well, what if I like it and then I'll have to wait for the next book. So to get all those excuses out of the way, I went ahead and bought Muse of Nightmares. I don't know when I'll read it. It's like one of the lowest books on my TBR. I just don't want to read it even though everyone says it's really good. So eventually I'll get around to Strange the Dreamer and this. So if you saw my June wrap up, I read An Ember in the Ashes, and I decided that I was going to continue on with the series, so I got A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. I love this cover so much better than An Ember in the Ashes. I did not think that one was very pretty, and I love blue, so this one makes me want to pick it up right away. It might be on next month's TBR, just so I don't have a long break in between An Ember in the Ashes and this one. So I bought a couple that are contemporary, I guess. I'm not really sure on genres yet. I'm still trying to understand what some of them are. I know a lot of books could have 2 or more genres, but I kind of group these into contemporary ones. So this is The Gravity of Us by Phil Stamper. I love the cover, and it's been on my wish list for a very long time, so I went ahead and bought it. When I had put it on my Goodreads TBR, it was pretty much at the lowest of the ratings, but it just sounds so good. It's something about I think their parents are working for NASA or are astronauts or something, and these boys come together and figure out something is going on in the world, or there's some secret, I guess. I don't really know. It was a long time since I've read the summary of this, but it looks so pretty and I want to give it a try. Everyone has been talking about Slay by Brittany Morris, and I had to get it, and everyone is correct. Under the Dust Jacket is beautiful. So what I know about this, people are comparing it to Ready Player One. It's about video games, and there's this video game that is meant for Black people, and somebody gets murdered, and then somebody gets murdered because of the game, and people think that this game is very racist against white people, and it's like exploring that, is what I've gathered. I'm not sure if that's exactly right, but that is what I've been hearing about it, and everyone says it's amazing, so I'm really excited for this one. This is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. I think I've seen like one person talk about this. So what I gather about this is that it is about two twins who grew up really close and then kind of fell out of being close with each other, and you're figuring out why they stopped being close. So I feel like that sounds really, really good. And it kind of ties into some of the other books that I got just about family, which are all of these right here. So these ones are probably going to rip my heart out, and I tend to go for books like that. Sometimes I get in really emotional moods where I just want to read sad things, and I think these will be on that TBR when I am in that mood. So this is And All the Stars Were Burning Brightly by Danielle Jawanda. So from what this says, it's about a boy named Nathan whose brother has died of suicide, and he kind of wants to understand what's going on with that and why that happened, because he didn't think his brother was that sad. He thought he was a very happy person, and so he meets somebody else who shares really happy memories of his brother, and I think it's just dealing with the aftermath of that. I'm not 100% certain, but it sounds heartbreaking. This is King and the Dragonflies by Kacey Callender. More people have been talking about this one too. I saw Books and Lala originally talk about it and say it's like a must read. This is also about a boy who loses his brother and thinks that he turns into a dragonfly, and it's also dealing with sexuality, and this is a middle grade. So she recommended that just people of all ages read it, and I really want to pick this one up too. This one is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan, and this is about a girl whose mother has died, and she believes that her mother has turned into a bird, so she travels to Taiwan to find her. That's pretty much all I know, and it sounds absolutely heartbreaking. My mom's the one who bought this for me, so I bet she read that synopsis and was like, yes, I'm gonna make my daughter cry. So I am very excited to read this one too. People say it is heartbreaking, and I know I'm just going to sob my way through this one. All of these, really. This is Girl Made of Stars by Aisling Herring Blake, and this is another one about twins, where Mara and Owen are twins and they're very close. So I guess Mara's friend accuses Owen of rape, and it's Mara dealing with family issues after that and trying to figure out what she believes, and between what she knows is right and wrong and her feelings. And it just sounds, and this one too sounds very heartbreaking and opening your eyes to like what you thought people were and what they actually are. So when I jumped on BookTube in March, found it on my recommended page, I saw everyone talking about these three books, and I decided I was going to have to get them eventually. And those are the Tessa Dare books. The Duchess Deal, the Wallflower Wager, the Governess Games. Everyone says that they are so good. They are just like really cheesy, just a good time all around. So I decided I was going to get them, and I picked up When a Scot Ties the Knot by Tessa Dare also. I have an idea where I want to read these books, and then I want my grandma to pick 4 of her favorite mass market paperback books, and we can switch and talk about what we thought about them and just the differences between books written now and romance books written when she was really in the height of reading those. So that's an idea for another time, but I need to read these first, and everyone says they're so good, so I am ready for these. And then I got 3 books that everyone talks about. Beach Read by Emily Henry, Get a Life Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, and I think this was also my mom's way of telling me, like, do things that scare you, because I guess that's what she does in this story. She just tries to go out and get a life, and my mom's the one who bought this for me, so I'm pretty sure she read that synopsis and was like, yeah, my daughter needs this too. And then I got The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Everyone has been talking about these three books so much, and I just need to get on them. I want to know what the hype is about. And the last present that I got that was not book related was this little baby Yoda. My cousin, she is 9 years old. She made this for me. She called me one day, asked what my favorite color was. So that's why I have blue letters right here. And she remembered from months ago when she got all these little ironing beads that I asked her to make me a baby Yoda. So she made me a baby Yoda and I love him. So thank you, Addie, for my present. So those are all the books from my birthday haul. I probably will not be able to do a haul for a very long time. My shelf is now overflowing. I have nowhere to fit any more books, and I am not letting myself buy any more books when that shelf is full, just because I need to be more conscious about spending my money. So I hope you really like this. Let me know if you have read any of these books, which ones you are excited for me to read, which ones you recommend for my August TBR, and like this video to help me out, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Alright, thank you for watching. I will see you later. Bye!